Yo, chat. We're here. We made it. So we got a car chase right now. What angle? I need to do this angle. I know y'all want to see what's going on. For sure. Chat. Oh my god. What is wrong with my hair? Chat. Thank you so much for 1K. Oh my god, we hit 1,000 on YouTube. Holy shit. 1,000 is crazy. But anyway. Let's get straight to this, chat. Hold on. Boom. Where's the sound? Chat, where's my sound at?
On that tire at the rim area, and because they're all-wheel drive, it's not powering the vehicle. So, but eventually you're going to run that rubber down, and you are going to see them riding on the rim, and you will see sparks eventually. But right now, not so much.
All right, on the right side of your screen right there for viewers who may not have been watching when this happened, this was just a few minutes ago when CHP attempted that spike strip. We saw the car go off the road right there on the shoulder. That was likely when the car may have clipped the spike strip, attempted to avoid it, and may not have been able to do so. Got on the left side of this tractor trailer to pass it. And just a few minutes later, you'll see here in just a...
Shut up. Hold on a second. It's because of you that... Also, because of you and people like you that are the reason that I even have that. So thank you, for real. Thank you. This dream is slowly becoming true every day. So it's so good to see that this is actually happening. And I just want to be motivation for people too, that you can actually do it if you put your mind to it. If you put your mind to something, you can do it. So next is 2,000. And then next after that, we're doing 10,000, bro. We're going to hit 10K. We're going to hit, bro. We're going to hit 20K, a million. We're never stopping, bro. So y'all get ready, because it's only going to get better. It's only going to get up. Anyway, let's go. Let's get to it. Let's go. Let's keep going.
Minute. That's when we watched the tire come rolling off that vehicle.
Drive at a slower speed. Let's go. Get into the much slower lanes, even though there's only a couple of lanes on this particular freeway or transition road freeway. So yeah, we have seen that, and hopefully the suspect is thinking about slowing down and pulling over.
To recap for our viewers, just within the last 15 minutes, we've seen this vehicle go from the 210 east to the 15 freeway to the 215, back on the 15 freeway, passing the Cajon Junction. That is the latest update we have on the exact location of where this pursuit was. Not too far from Victorville. We'll have to see if this vehicle does stay on the 15 freeway and does head towards Victorville, but we can tell you in the video that we just showed you that that fourth attempt by the California Highway Patrol spike strip attempt was successful. That front left driver's side tire is flat at this point. That has significantly reduced the speed at which this Subaru is traveling. I don't know if we can bring up this current speed right now. This pursuit at times had reached 80, 90, but really has been in the 60, 70, not a super fast pursuit, the driver staying in the middle. And right now, I have to imagine that this is the slowest the vehicle has traveled. I don't know if we can pull up how fast it's going right now, but it looks to me, Liz, I don't know, 40 miles per hour, 50?
Yeah, it's difficult to tell because there are no other cars on the road, so there's no way to compare it. But this driver is certainly not driving erratically and has not been for most of this pursuit. Now, if you're just joining us, this pursuit likely began about 2 hours ago. We've been following it since the top of the 6 o'clock hour. And this began up in Ventura County as some sort of attempted traffic stop by the Ventura County Sheriff's Office. That traffic stop was obviously not successful. This person jumped on the 101 South, and that is where the California Highway Patrol picked up this entire pursuit that has been going ever since. And CHP has been following this car since they picked it up in Ventura County on the 101 South. That person drove on the 101 South all the way through the San Fernando Valley, picked up the 134 and headed east through Pasadena, Glendale, Burbank, picked up several other freeways, now 15 north headed toward Victorville. And this person was wanted for attempted murder. And we now know from the Ventura County Sheriff's Department that at some point this person, the driver of this vehicle, called the dispatch center himself, had an extended conversation with one of the sheriff's deputies, and that's in fact when they were able to clarify that this person was wanted in connection to an attempted murder. Now, we don't know any more about that situation, an attempted murder against who or how this may have been involved, what happened. What we also still don't know here is if there's anybody else in this vehicle. We've not seen any signs of a passenger or anybody in the back seat. We haven't seen the back windows roll down at any point. We just know that police have tried 4 different times to use spike strips to stop this driver, and only one, that very last one, was somewhat successful. But this car has to have driven maybe 20 miles or so, Josh, would you say, since that spike strip attempt?
Yeah, but that persistence by the CHP paying off with that 4th attempt, and I have to imagine Bruce Thomas is with us, that they will continue to try, possibly from a different side of the road, to try and get one of those other tires. This is not something they're going to stop now that it's been successful. Would you agree, Bruce?
No, they're talking about it. Whether they will actually do it as the sun starts to set and gets darker, that becomes some other issues. Or they may just be very content to let this tire deflate totally and come apart. I'm not sure these are run flat tires or what they have, but we definitely saw a good chunk of this tire go off the rim. So it's just a matter of waiting to see what happens now.
And as the light begins to change, does this, and this stretches on into its second hour, does this become an advantage for law enforcement, or does this become an advantage for the driver here?
While the pursuit's going on, the advantage would be for law enforcement because they have the helicopter with the night sun that will illuminate the area. However, if it does become a terminus of the pursuit where it becomes a foot bail, that becomes part of the advantage to the suspect, and then law enforcement has to flood the area and contain it and control the area where the suspect is.
And if
so
there
it's
is
kind of half and half at this point.
Understood. And if there is good news here, it is that this driver has not really put other drivers in danger. This person has stayed relatively, traveling in the 60-some mile per hour range. They've not been erratically driving through traffic. They've not gotten off the freeway at any point and driven through city streets. So
this is crazy, Chad. This is low-key crazy.
Law enforcement, they have been able to maintain safety, at least to the general public, Bruce.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah,
so.
this is insane.
Safer, if you can use that word, pursuits.
Yeah, this is crazy.
The traffic has been very, very light. They stayed on the freeway. They haven't really endangered too many vehicles or too many uninvolved motorists. So in this case, it's a good thing.
And we can tell you, as far as location goes,
look at all that traffic backed up.
The Cajon Junction, we
oh my God!
Pass. It does appear that this vehicle is approaching
this is like the slowest
Victorville area, but traveling at a
literally the slowest,
not as fast as the car was going because it's lost one of its tires. The next big area that we would approach would be Victorville. Not quite there yet. You can see traffic building on the other side of the freeway, but we have barely seen any vehicles. And I do want to point out, during that 4th spike strip attempt, it was interesting that there was actually a big rig, that it appeared to us that the car was possibly trying to go around that big rig.
How do they have that lane shut down all the way?
Avoid a spike strip, not successful.
How do you do that?
CHP was successful, but clearly the car has 3 appears to be functioning tires at this point, and as Liz pointed out, it's been able to go now for the last 20 plus minutes. We're showing you that scene from earlier again, that successful 4th spike strip attempt. The car, we cannot pull up the exact mile per hour right now, but we can tell you that it's going much slower than it has.
Ooh, they did get a tire.
It does not have a inflated
inflated tire. Right. And this car can't be going much more than, Bruce, would you say maybe 45 miles per hour or so if you had to guess watching this?
Yeah, based on what I'm seeing, I'm thinking maybe in the 40 to 50 mile an hour range. They've definitely slowed down drastically.
And it appears to me, again, I don't know if we've just been watching this so long, but it appears as though the car's slowing down even more.
Oh, the tire!
On one side of your screen, you're seeing that tire come off, and it appears as though that tire came off perfectly intact at the moment when that rolled off, right, Bruce?
Yeah, it did. It looked like it was, it looked like an tire that came off, but yet I think as Air 7 HD pushes into the shot, we can see the rim, but as far as is there still some rubber on that rim, it appears that there was or still is.
What does law enforcement possibly know about this car, the person inside, or the situation that led to this that we don't know, and what questions are they asking right now?
And if only we could have the recording of that conversation between the suspect and Ventura County Dispatch.
He might be cooked, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
this dude might be cooked.
We know what kind of car it is.
There's so many people in here, bro.
Registered. We know who the registered owner of the vehicle is. As far as the additional information that you're speaking of, we don't have that available to us. But we do know as much as we can about this vehicle, meaning where does this vehicle live, where does it reside, and who is the registered owner of it.
And because the sheriff's deputies actually spoke to this driver himself, I have to imagine they've pulled up as much information as they can possibly find on this person. Any potential.
Look at the distance they keep. It's like they're like all the same pace.
Traffic violations over time, where this person lives, and who they're associated with, right?
Yeah, very much so. They are doing what they call a whole workup on this person, running the vehicle, and then going backwards from there. They also have the phone number to this person, so they can cross-reference that phone number and find out also where that phone resides. Is it the same location as the registered owner of the
That's
vehicle?
Crazy, bro.
Or is it a different location?
That's low-key
so that's
crazy,
the kind of information that they're getting. But, at this point, it's all conjecture as to can they talk to the suspect.
All right, well, we do now have SkyMap back up, Bruce, and we were pretty close on our estimate there. And in fact, that car's actually going a little slower than we thought, somewhere between 38 and 40 miles per hour. So that car has clearly been damaged and impeded by that tire flying off the vehicle like we saw. That had to have been 15 minutes ago, right, Josh?
Yeah, and we do have an update on the location, still on the 15 freeway north.
Why are they going so slow?
In the Mount Baldy and Wrightwood area.
Yeah, but I believe still kind of heading towards Victorville, because it would have to get off on the 138 or the 18 freeway in order to get to the Palmdale Lancaster area. So it's still on the 15 north.
He's like,
we can tell you that it is the next area that that we're looking at would be Victorville, and then of course further up Barstow. People, we know motorists in our area very familiar with the 15 freeway if you drive to Las Vegas and other areas, and I'm sure normally on a Sunday we know that we've seen some of that traffic heading back towards LA County, but at this point, especially in this section, Liz, we have not seen any traffic at all and barely any other vehicles. And it makes me, I don't know if Air 7 can zoom out at all, but it makes me wonder what things look like out in front of this vehicle.
Man.
All the exits have been shut down, if other cars are even on the road at this point.
How do they get away? Like, how would you even get away?
I can't tell if it's more
Chad, what would you do in this situation?
At least half a dozen CHP vehicles following this car. You can now see as the daylight is changing, it very much just has one headlight that it is using to see. So they are at a disadvantage here. This driver has one headlight heading through a dark mountainous region. They have 3 tires. One has come off the vehicle, and this person has been driving for easily 120 to 140 miles or something at this point.
And we're approaching 30 minutes where this driver's been around 40 miles per hour. So I was thinking ahead a little bit. Okay, maybe they've reached Victorville. They're not even there yet. You could see that when you're traveling that speed, it's going to take you quite a bit longer.
So, Bruce, we were just talking about this. This has to be then advantage law enforcement here at this point. The person's driving with one headlight and 3 tires.
Yeah, the fact that they're driving with one headlight, it's a really unique vehicle now. So law enforcement and the helicopter is going to be able to see that with no issues. The fact that they've lost the tire and are on the rim, I'm surprised, as Josh said, we haven't seen the deflating of whatever's left on that rim and see the sparks from that rim. So it's just a matter of time, and I'm very surprised, but obviously this type of vehicle can sustain that damage.
And the latest update that we do have from our assignment desk is that the car is indeed approaching Victorville. If this car continues on the 15 north, which it appears it will, because we have really not seen it switch freeways too often, after Victorville it would hit Barstow and then of course move into the Fort Irwin Baker area, and then continue on possibly. I don't think that it has who knows if it has enough gas to even continue on out of the state of California. Quite a ways to go, especially if you're traveling at 40 miles per hour.
Right, and Bruce, given that this has gone on for so long and this driver is clearly disadvantaged at this point, is CHP eager to bring this to an end, or as you have said several times, are they more than content to just sort of run out the clock on this and allow the driver to come to its own conclusion, and this will stop eventually?
Yeah, they would like this to come to an end. There's a drain on resources, even though it's slow speed. It is pursuit. It's very taxing on the officers involved.
What are they about to say?
The question is, how much further is this vehicle going to go?
They got 3 more, bro. Oh, he's so cooked, bro.
To Baker, California.
Oh, he's finna go in for the tackle, bro.
Wherever it's going north.
Oh, he's so cooked.
And as we say this, we're seeing a little bit of change of
bro, you're so cooked. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have nine cops, 2 helicopters, bro. Bro has 5-star wanted level right now. He is cooked. Bro, he is cooked.
Vehicles, meaning they've gone to the edge.
It's been like an hour and a half.
Areas, and they're now
they got 3 tires. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cops. Bro, yeah, you're at 6 stars. I ain't gonna lie, it's over. It's over, bro.
So they're just basically just swapping out the
You're not gonna get away, dog. He's got 3 tires. He already lost the tire. It's over.
Driver not at
Chad, if he gets away, I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna be like, damn.
In the Oak Hills,
oh, high-end vlogs came in and said,
just a little
popping in here to say
area,
congrats.
just a little south of Victorville.
So thank you, high-end vlogs.
And we are staying with this pursuit,
Crazy,
which
bro.
is now roughly around, as long as we can, which is roughly around 40 miles per hour, which is why.
I almost cried. I ain't gonna lie.
You know, the CHP continues to keep.
I've been trying to get that shit for years.
But the
oh my
number of
god.
vehicles does seem to be increasing in the last couple minutes, and their posture. I know that Bruce pointed out maybe they're switching out, but it does seem like we have not. It's been quite a bit of time since we have not seen a 5th spike strip attempt at this point. We don't know if that is what they're planning coming up, but we do see that SUV kind of moving up. It's interesting to see if they change.
How have they not gone in for the
Bruce, this is
slide
because on the
tackle
other
or
direction,
whatever
on the
the
15
hell?
southbound, you see there's traffic build up there. There are a lot of cars going the other direction, and yet on 15 northbound, there's no one except for this semi-disabled vehicle that has been evading law enforcement for 2 hours.
I mean, I think a lot of our viewers are familiar with that terrible commute from Vegas home on a Sunday to LA County and other parts of Southern California. That's the traffic.
Let's go. 1K live special.
Points out we have not really seen any other vehicles now for the last 20 to 30 minutes besides
this
that
is crazy.
on the 15 North.
What's going on there, Bruce? Is that was law enforcement able to get out there and sort of close some of these entrance ramps, or is this just simply a less popular traffic route?
Yeah, it seems like, maybe a combination of both. People are leaving and coming home from Vegas, and we know that freeway
what is that?
Be a nightmare.
Who is that?
Southbound
What is that? It looks like a Lambo.
But
What is it? Is it a cop? What is that?
CHP or other units have closed
Bro, is that like a exotic cop car? Oh,
in that area also.
nah, hell no.
We did see that one driver pulled over, it looked like. So obviously this has been going on long enough that people who are traveling the 215 freeway and now in the Victorville area, it seems like a lot of drivers are aware of this. I will tell you that it's been quite some time since we've seen crowds on the overpasses, but we haven't seen as many overpasses, and this is not as populated as an area, but we are
crazy because the other lane is so backed up. Oh my god, the helicopter lights are out.
San Bernardino County
Bro, you're so cooked.
Helicopters shining their spotlight now.
Won't you see that spotlight, bro? And you got 10 cops behind you. Where are you gonna go?
Going to change when the sun went down, and we are now.
Chat, what are you doing right now?
7:32.
Where are you gonna go?
You said the airship would be using its spotlight to light up the suspect, and there it is, right there, exactly what you said. What's happening?
Yeah, the airship is using the night sun to illuminate the suspect vehicle, and also if any vehicles are in that immediate area, to let them know there is some sort of hazard or some sort of situation that they may be coming upon as motorists. So they're kind of warning them, but also the night sun is used on the suspect vehicle to let them know that, hey, there are vehicles behind you with lights and siren on, but we're above you and you're not going anywhere. So that may just put a little more pressure on the suspect.
Yeah, I have to wonder that. Is that sort of almost an unintended intimidation, or perhaps intended intimidation factor on the driver of, you may have been evading us for this long, but we're still on you?
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to get right up on the suspect vehicle to force their hand, so to speak, to cause them to do some dangerous maneuvers and or driving, but they want them as a gentle reminder, we're still here. We're not going anywhere.
It appears as though this driver, it's difficult to tell without any other cars or without the sky map out there. It appears to me as though the driver's picking up a little bit of speed, perhaps not going as slow in the 30 to 40 mile per hour range as the person was going, which is remarkable given that it's probably easily been a half hour since we saw that tire come flying off the car before.
I was actually wondering if that was a fifth spike strip attempt, because you saw a CHP officer actually in the middle of the center divider there outside of his vehicle, and that's kind of what we've seen from time to time. But It even at one point with that spotlight looked like maybe the windshield was cracked. But we just, again, have seen so many belongings in that front passenger seat that it's really hard to know what exactly.
What is their plan? I still want to know what their plan is.
I also wanted to ask you, Bruce, let's say this car slowed down, now picking up a little bit, 48 miles per hour. Let's say it slowed down to 20 miles per hour. At what point do CHP vehicles approach this vehicle, try and ram it? Is that something we might see?
Yeah, we may see a pit maneuver. Ideally, this is a great operational area, meaning you have minimal traffic or no traffic. You have a wide open freeway area with
I know they're ready to just
to the left, no obstructions
knock
to the
him
right.
in the traffic.
And the only hazard would be the center median.
They've been chasing him for 2 hours, bro.
There. So, and it looks like it's a fairly level area. So this would not be a bad situation for CHP to actually try to deploy a pit maneuver.
I have to imagine, given that it's getting dark now, and you have people out there commuting home, granted they're going the other direction, and you mentioned the drain on resources, that CHP has to be eager to bring this to a conclusion.
Yeah, very much so. You have multiple units that have been involved in this. They all have to, as we say, 1019, or go to the station and report what their involvement was. There is a post-pursuit form and paperwork that has to be filled out and submitted to the state of California, to the CHP in this case. So there's a lot of paperwork that's going to take place, and that causes those units to stay out of the field while they do this.
This is something that's been an incredible drain on resources, predominantly for the California Highway Patrol. We do see this car picking up just a little bit of speed over what it was a few minutes ago, 48 miles per hour. We did see it going as slow as 38 miles per hour. But this has not been a seriously high-speed pursuit for the duration of the hour and a half or so that we've been watching it.
Yeah, it's I hate to use the word safe, but it's been a very safe pursuit, meaning the vehicle has not done excessive speed, hasn't done dangerous maneuver, really hasn't endangered other drivers, even though the freeway is very void of that. But it's kind of an ideal situation for a pursuit, if you would say.
This is literally the slowest police chase I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Out of fuel, we're approaching 2 hours.
2 hours, bro?
On coverage.
Somebody run him off the road, bro. Oh my God.
Ventura County to LA County, now San Bernardino
Nah,
County,
2 hours, bro. Me as a cop, no.
Area, and
well, I guess, I don't know. It depends. Maybe they're like trying to kill time because
fuel, but we, of course,
this is easier than, I mean, if you think about it, they're just driving straight. So
attempted murder suspect, as Bruce said, CHP not going to back off this. They, because of the dangers that this person does pose, they will stay on this pursuit. And we, of course, will do our best to monitor it as well.
And Bruce, we still don't know if the person inside the vehicle is armed. That's got to be one of the biggest questions that law enforcement is considering as this perhaps comes to an end here. You have covered
comes to an end
of police pursuits with us. Is this one of the longer ones that you can think of?
It actually is. I mean, there have been a couple that have gone all the way down to San Diego from LA.
Right.
So we're kind of approaching that same mileage, if you would, so to speak. But yeah, this is very surprising that this suspect is just very content to stay on the freeway and head north on the 215, or actually the 15 rather, heading toward Vegas.
Yeah, Apple Valley area, approaching Victorville.
Appears to be slowing down again, and CHP appears to be closing in just a little bit of distance. And I know we've made a lot of the sun going down and the daylight changing, but we're going to get to a period very shortly.
I don't think they understand if they wanted to close in, they would.
Dark. You're in a pretty remote mountainous region,
they're not really
and it's only going to get more remote from here. Does that change the calculus too, Bruce?
It just makes things more isolated. The fact that you're on a roadway, or a freeway in this case, that is void of lights, void of traffic, void of everything.
Bro's at a 6-star wanted level, bro.
Desert type of
drive
area. So it almost makes it easier for law enforcement to follow this person because they're the only vehicle on the road.
And we don't have any information regarding whether the suspect is armed, but we can tell you that this suspect does have a cell phone because we do know that this suspect did communicate with Ventura County Dispatch, the Ventura County Sheriff's Department, and identified himself. They were able to share that information with the CHP to confirm that this was indeed an attempted murder suspect. We don't know exactly if any
they trying to come in for the pit
after that first phone call, or if this person has continued to use.
I bet they're going to come off the other ramp.
We do know, and Bruce, you can speak to this a little bit, that there is technology that law enforcement has that they are able to track cell phones, and that I'm sure has been helpful in this investigation.
Yeah, the technology is there. Whether they have to get a warrant to do that, to speak, that's kind of where it gets a little more dicey, so to speak. You now have to track the phone via cell towers.
Bro.
But they're already doing that with the vehicle. Most vehicles now have the SOS systems, or, you know, if you need help,
this
you
guy
press
is so
a button
cooked,
or OnStar, those type of things. So they've probably been in contact with the vehicle manufacturer or a Subaru type center in order to track this vehicle.
Now, we've seen this driver in just the last minute or so try and speed up and then slow down significantly. To me, that indicates that, you know, something maybe they're getting low on fuel, or perhaps they're losing control of the car a little bit more so. You know a lot about this, Bruce. What do you think might be going on there?
You know, all the possibilities are open in this case. It could be driver fatigue, too. This person's been driving for a while now. They're very intent on trying to get away from law enforcement. So they're very fixated on the roadway in front of them, thinking, are there more spike strips out there? So they may just be tired, but it could be, to your point, there's other issues also.
But Bruce, when you bring up trying to get away from CHP officers in all the pursuits that we cover, this one strikes me as this driver has not really tried to get away, not going incredibly fast, not erratic behavior, not getting off the freeway. This driver knows that they're cornered. They have been they've been dealing with spike strip situations 4 times. Against that, again, that 4th time was successful. So at this point, it seems as though we have not seen, or maybe the car can just not go any faster because it's lost that left tire. What do you think?
It's a great possibility. We know we are seeing the driver slow down drastically now. Maybe there is some mechanical issues with the vehicle. Maybe they're running out of fuel. Or maybe they just are on the phone saying, hey, I want to give up. What do I need to do? What can I do?
We do want to point out that we passed the Cajon Pass.
I don't think he wants to give up.
As you can see,
I don't think he's giving up
a little bit, but we're in a more populated area now, Hesperia, Victorville. You're seeing more businesses. That looks like sort of a mini golf place, possibly. You're seeing more warehouses and more drivers. That traffic continuing southbound, but not northbound. Any cars out in front of it seem to be slowing. I don't know if that's a CHP.
Pulled over. No, it appears to be just some sort of civilian car to me. But again, this car
truck's
is
fire,
holding
though.
the center lane for the good duration of this pursuit that began up in Ventura.
Dude's just driving down the road. He's like, open lanes. Then behind him is just a 6-star wanted level guy coming down the road.
Hours ago, Ventura County Sheriff's deputies tried to pull this car over, and you can see how that went. That person did not stop and has not stopped since. After that car got on the 101 freeway south and has led them on a pursuit for over 100 miles now.
Yeah, that guy's never getting on the highway.
The vehicle called
Oh
Ventura
my
County
God.
Sheriff's deputies,
Imagine that. You're about to get on and you just see
extended
this.
Conversation. During that time, deputies were able to learn that this person is somehow wanted for an attempted murder. It appears, based on what we've been able to see, that this driver, this male driver, is the only person inside the vehicle. But we don't know that for sure because we've not been able to get good eyes inside.
Was that a driver?
This black Subaru SUV that they have been pursuing since before 6 o'clock tonight.
And that is something that CHP may know based on the conversation that this driver, the suspect, had with law enforcement. But yeah, this pursuit just continuing now in the Apple Valley, approaching Victorville area. And at this point, we don't know what the traffic violation was for, but we can confirm attempted murder suspect, which is why the CHP is approaching this pursuit the way that they have. And this person has only changed freeways when they've had to.
Correct.
And that's something that I think that's been interesting
and they've been able to evade nearly 4 spike stripped attempts, and I say nearly because the last one was successful. The fourth one was successful in some capacity because we watched one of the tires on the vehicle come flying off a few minutes after that. The person did try and avoid it, wasn't entirely successful, but clearly it has not impaired.
Why do they keep thinking they keep saying that they're slowing down, but they're
not.
For
a good distance since that happens. It appears as though they've picked speed back up again, now in the 40-mile-per-hour range. But for most of this pursuit, they've been traveling about 60, 65, no more than 90 miles per hour, and that was about an hour and a half ago when things were much more populated. So this driver seems very content to continue to evade officers and try and run out the clock. And Bruce, as you've mentioned to us, CHP is not about to give up on this. They may be strained resource-wise, but they are not giving up.
No, that's correct. They're not going to. They're going to maintain this pursuit and go as long as it goes. If it goes all the way to the state line, I'm sure they've already been in contact with Nevada authorities, Nevada Highway Patrol, to say, hey, we got a pursuit that possibly can come your way, and they will hand it over to Nevada Highway Patrol.
And so that, as far as California Highway Patrol goes, then, and I can't believe we have to discuss this because we've been on it this long, but if it does in fact make it to the state line, that's where California Highway Patrol stops and another law enforcement agency picks it up?
And this vehicle would have to travel 144 more miles to make it to Primm, Nevada.
Which is surely what this person has driven at this point anyway, given that this began in Ventura County. Is that roughly what you would guess, Bruce?
Yeah, they're going to have, they will hand it off to the other agency in Nevada, because they're familiar with Nevada roads and that area, whereas California CHP is not. And that's kind of where California CHP, where their jurisdiction ends. They do work in conjunction with Nevada Highway Patrol, so they're very familiar with each other. But yeah, they're definitely going to hand it off.
And we've just been watching this for the better part of an hour and a half, going on 2 hours at this point, most of the time with you, Bruce. And like we've said, we hate to use the term safe when you're talking about police pursuing an attempted murder suspect. But given the charges that are involved here, or at least the suspected charges, this has not been something that's put the greater public in a whole lot of danger on this holiday.
No, one of the things that both of you have been commenting on is the lack of traffic on the 15th. I mean, we've seen southbound traffic headed back to LA from Vegas or wherever they were from, but as far as northbound traffic, it's almost been non-existent.
What are you curious about? Because we have just minutes left of fuel left in Air 7, which is just remarkable that this person has been able to run out the tank of a helicopter that's been following them for 3 counties at this point. But what will you be wondering when we no longer have eyes on this pursuit?
He's out running the fuel of a helicopter?
At the terminus of the pursuit at the end, how it comes to fruition, and really what was this person really wanted for? And was it good information that the law enforcement agencies had on this person? And, you know, basically, what are we chasing?
Yeah, and we can tell you that from Victorville to Barstow, you're looking at about 33 miles, and then you're looking at another 100 miles to the Nevada County line. So, you know, it's hard to believe that this car could make it all the way to Primm, but we've seen crazier things, and we just don't know how much gas this Subaru has. But as Liz pointed out, this car has already traveled over 100 miles. We actually don't even know the exact location within Ventura County where this originated. So we know that CHP picked it up, we believe Woodland Hills area or somewhere near there on the 101 South, but we don't exactly know, you know,
why are they shining a light at the wrong car, bro?
That tank in the Subaru.
And Bruce, this is interesting to me. This is the first vehicle that we've come across almost the entire time we've been following this SUV that's out in front of the vehicle that doesn't appear to be moving away. Perhaps, and surely at this point they realize what's going on. You can hear the helicopter above you. You can see the night sun that they're using. But we also can't see CHP behind this vehicle. What do you make of it, what we're seeing right now?
I'm seeing a vehicle driven by somebody that really is just not paying attention to the roadway behind them. Or I hate to say that, but with all the distractions in modern technology, and that's why you see the helicopter with the night sun trying to warn them and say, hey, get out of the way.
And now they're shifting over.
That's what I'm saying.
It looks like. But yeah, either that driver was not aware, because of course they're driving, so but they didn't see the police lights in the distance.
Chad, is that car another
At the same time, we've seen situations, Bruce, where other vehicles on the road try and get involved in a pursuit. I'm not saying that that is what is happening now, but I know I've interviewed you on stories where drivers have, tried to take matters into their own hand, which I know is something that CHP never wants to happen.
Yeah, we have seen that, and a couple of cases come to point where people have actually got out in the middle of the roadway and thrown stuff at the vehicle to try to slow it down or stop it. These are all things we obviously don't want to see or ask the public to get involved. Let law enforcement.
Why is this guy in front not pulling over, bro? What is wrong with this guy?
And also, one more thing to point out as we pass through the Victorville area, and this is the only other car we've really seen on the road. One thing I noticed here is this car that we've been following in pursuit all night isn't gaining any speed on that. So it gives you an idea of how slow that car is going, that this SUV didn't pull out of the way, and this car has not come anywhere close to it. So this vehicle is probably just, in the 40-mile-per-hour range like it was before. It's incredible to me, Bruce, that this car is able to maintain the speed that it is, given, 30 minutes ago or so, that tire came flying off the vehicle.
Yeah, we saw a tire come off. It was not
We sure did. We sure did.
And why it's not on the rim and why it's not having mechanical issues or, seeing the sparks that we talked about, it's kind of foreign to me, but it just maybe goes to the point of how well built these vehicles are.
Right.
We're seeing more people parked on the overpass watching this pursuit. Finally, we are seeing that Toyota 4Runner that was about 50 feet in front of the Subaru pull off the freeway. So that's some good news, not getting involved at all in this pursuit, just deciding to exit. And once again, this Subaru has in wide open freeway, no other vehicles. I'm actually seeing, it looks like a CHP car crazy, in the distance is getting off as well. And
5 cops. Where's he going?
Not as many. Oh, looks like that car is possibly going to have a conversation with that. But I will say we're not seeing as many California Highway Patrol cars.
Oh shit, that car got pulled over. I knew they were on some weird shit, bro.
San Bernardino County. We at one point saw 6 to 12 cars. Right now it looks like there's only 4 or 5 that are really trailing this Subaru. What do you make of that, Bruce?
Yeah, as you say, it's definitely been scaled back to 4 or 5. You have a primary, a secondary, a third vehicle, which is probably a supervisor, and then you have maybe 1 or 2 left over to provide traffic control and a traffic break as they have the terminus or the felony stop taking place. But it will also be resources out in that high desert area where they just don't have that many CHP officers on duty today as it being a holiday.
Right, and I'm not sure if this is the same Subaru we were following before, because it appears as though both headlights are now back on this vehicle, and very clearly we saw earlier, Bruce, that there was just one headlight on this vehicle.
And I'm not sure if you have the ability in that car to only have one of your headlights on and the other one off. We thought that it was just out, but it does look like
our director was saying it was the daytime running light that was out before. But and regardless, there was a change in the headlight or lighting situation from the vehicle.
Same vehicle in pursuit right now that we're watching, and we can tell you that for quite some time, traveling at 4 miles per hour, we were in the Hesperia area, but this pursuit is now in Victorville on the 15 north. 30 miles north of Victorville, of course, is Barstow, and then another 100 miles to the California-Nevada state line.
And just to give you an idea that we noticed the small change in the headlight lighting situation, that's how closely we've been watching this pursuit for about 2 hours now, as this car has continued to evade California Highway Patrol, first in Ventura County, then all the way through Los Angeles County into the San Gabriel Valley, and picked it up 15 north. And this car, has to have been driving for probably 150 miles at this point. We don't know how much fuel was in this vehicle when this all began. This was a traffic stop that this person did not comply with in Ventura County and has not stopped ever since. We believe that one of the tires may have been impaired by one of the spike strips that was thrown down, one of 4 spike strips thrown down by CHP over the last 2 hours or so.
Yeah, we can tell you this pursuit started over 2 hours ago. possibly, we believe, 2 hours and 15 minutes ago. We have been on the air since 6 p.m. We're approaching the 8 p.m. hour, and Air 7 is low on fuel, so we will not be able to stay with this much longer. But just to wrap up, started as a traffic violation in Ventura County, then traveled 101 south into LA County, then into San Bernardino County, and we are now deep into San Bernardino County. 4 spike strip attempts. That final attempt was successful. The car now on the 15 North in the Victorville area.
And this person is now well on their way to the California-Nevada state line at this point. Air 7 is going to have to break away to refuel at this point. We are going to continue monitoring this situation as quickly as we can. We'll bring you the very latest on exactly what happens and any possible conclusion to this situation later tonight on Eyewitness News at 11, along with all of the other big breaking news of the day. You have been watching this continuous coverage of police pursuit through Southern California. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Liz Nagy.
And I'm Josh Haskell. Stay with us for the latest.
Damn, they had to cut it, chat. Oh my god, we don't even know. Oh my god. Chat, that's crazy. Chat, that's low-key crazy, bro. That's crazy, dog. That's crazy, bro. Yo, chat, I just want to say thank you guys for 1,000 subs. Really appreciate you guys. Every day we do this. Every day we grind, and we made it. We finally did it, chat. 1K. Next is 2. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. Anyway, let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Where is my Steam app? The hell? Oh, there we go. Wow, there's another update. Okay. How do you live like this? She with the birds. low-key. Low-key, I want to climb, bro. Let's do some climbing, dog. Yeah, okay, let's get it. Why can't I hear anything, chat? Is it on purpose? Why can't I hear anything? What the hell? What's going on? That will do it. Here we go, chat. How you? Okay, first try is crazy, no lie. Why is he throwing it so hard? Alright, throw it up. Oh, that's close. Oh, yeah, that was it. Oh my god, bro. That's literally it, bro. Right? So yeah. Oh, is that? Oh, customer. Oh shit. They do have custom runs now. That's crazy. What is this? I don't need this. Wait, do I? Does it help me? Oh, it does. Okay. Let me save that. I'm not gonna lie. Let me save that. Bing bong? Bing bong, hello? Is that you? He's not gonna talk to me. Bing bong. Get out of here, bro. What is this? Okay. Okay. I haven't played this in forever, Chad. It feels like a while. Whoa, okay. Look how tall it is. Okay. Level 1, we're gonna hit this suitcase. We got that for sure. Damn. How do I get down? I guess maybe we can climb, right? Duh. Okay, we can't climb that. That didn't work. That didn't work. We can't die yet, bro. We just got here. We literally just got here. We cannot die. What the hell? We cannot die, bro. We just got here. Okay. I can go up here, I think. Yeah. Easy. Up here. Yep, and then like steps, like a staircase. Yeah. Yep. Yep. What? What? Okay. Wait, milk. I get an achievement if I take damage, chat. Hold on. Let me get my achievement real quick. That should be my achievement, right? It's like if it saves you from 100 damage. Or do I already have that achievement? I think I might already have it. Damn, that was stupid. I thought I had it. Or didn't. Damn, I thought I didn't have it. Up here, right here. I don't need that. We don't need that. Yeah. Over? How do we get up there? Oh wait. Duh. Yeah, we good. This was dumb. We gotta go that way. I think we can make this climb. I think we got this. Yeah. Oh god. Oh god. I freaked out right there. I freaked out right there. Oh no, we're cooked. We gotta get down. Damn it. It is not good, chat. We're gonna have to... We gotta do something. Okay. Chat, we made it. Okay, okay, okay. Can we make it over here? I think we got that. I think we got that. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. Right here. Oh my god. Shit, okay. Easy work, easy work. No way. Are we gonna make this? No. No. Wow. 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 Yeah, that one sucked. That sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Damn.